He went from freshman All-America to watching Saturdays from the sideline, and nobody saw the stumble coming. 1 minute, Cash Cleveland was the quiet machine in the middle of Colorado's line, snapping clean, studying film like a scientist, and keeping a Heisman hopeful upright. The next minute, he packed his bags, slipped into the transfer portal, and landed at Texas Tech expecting a bigger stage and brighter lights. Instead, he found himself suited up, helmet gleaming, and invisible on game day while another man anchored the line. This isn't a simple talent versus talent story. It's about timing, trust, and the marketplace college football has become. The transfer portal and NIL promises whisper like offers you can't ignore. More exposure, more money, the dream of fast-tracked fame. But those whispers don't guarantee playing time. They don't account for coaches who won't break a winning lineup, or a starter who refuses to give up his spot. And they definitely don't solve the quiet pain of watching the life you imagined play out without you. There are official reports about his move, and there's noisy social chatter about scholarships, expectations, and what really went down. Some of it confirmed, a lot of it still rumor. What matters now is simple. Cash Cleveland's story looks less like a triumphant step up and more like a cautionary pause. He left to chase the bag. Now he's fighting to stay relevant. And whatever happens next, this detour will define him, either as another transfer lesson or the setup for a dramatic comeback. Nobody expected a walk-on to steal the spotlight, but that's exactly what Cash Cleveland did at Colorado. As a freshman, he went from complete unknown to freshman All-America, anchoring the line and protecting Shiloh Sanders like a seasoned vet. He wasn't the loudest or the biggest, but his focus was different. Coaches talked about his study habits, his hours of film work, and how he treated every snap like a test he refused to fail. Week after week, he delivered clean snaps, smart reads, and the kind of discipline that makes teammates trust you instantly. In a program rebuilding under Deion Sanders, Cash became the unexpected backbone, a symbol of what hard work could create. The crowd learned his name. Analysts praised his maturity, and suddenly the walk-on had turned himself into a cornerstone. But when success hits early, the noise gets louder. Bigger programs, bigger offers, and the glimmer of NIL money started calling. That's when Cash made a choice that would change everything. The transfer portal. It promises opportunity, but it often delivers chaos. For Cash Cleveland, it looked like the next big step. After proving himself at Colorado, the offer started to whisper his name. Bigger school, better exposure, NIL money, the dream every college athlete chases. And for a moment, it all seemed real. Texas Tech came calling, offering a chance to level up, to turn that freshman breakthrough into something legendary. But the portal isn't built on loyalty, it's built on leverage. Every player thinks they're the one who'll make it work, until they realize the bag doesn't come with guaranteed snaps. What looked like a golden ticket quickly turned into a waiting game. Cash left the team where he was a starter for one where he couldn't even crack the rotation. Still, who could blame him? In a world where every highlight can go viral, the temptation to chase more is impossible to ignore. The portal sold him a dream, but dreams don't always translate to playing time. And that's where the story starts to twist. When Cash Cleveland arrived at Texas Tech, everything looked perfect on paper. A new jersey, a stronger program, and the promise of NIL money waiting to back his rise. He had just left Colorado as a freshman All-American, the kind of title that usually guarantees instant respect. But respect doesn't always equal playing time. From day one, Cash showed up hungry. He trained, studied, and prepared like he'd done his whole life. But when game day came, his name wasn't called. The center job was already locked down by Sheridan Wilson, a veteran with the coach's full trust and a line that simply didn't need fixing. Week after week, Cash stood ready, helmet shining under the lights, waiting for that one chance that never came. It wasn't lack of effort, it was bad timing. Walking into a system that was already working too well to change. The guy who once snapped the ball for Shiloh Sanders was suddenly snapping selfies from the bench. A harsh reminder that in college football, talent matters, but timing decides everything. Sheridan Wilson isn't just another lineman, he's a wall with a heartbeat. The junior center at Texas Tech earned his spot the hard way. Relentless drills, flawless execution, and an attitude that screams reliability. Coaches trust him like they trust gravity. Every snap is sharp, every block on time, every play seamless. You can't teach that kind of rhythm. And once a coach finds it, they don't mess with it. For Cash Cleveland, that's the cruel part. He didn't lose his edge or his talent. He just walked into a fortress already built. Wilson's performance made it impossible for anyone else to crack the lineup. And when the offense clicks, nobody dares to shift a single piece. It's not personal, it's just football. Cash watches from the sideline, locked in, studying every move, knowing that perfection leaves no room for experiments. Wilson is the man in control right now, the one who turned consistency into armor. And for Cash, that means waiting, grinding, and hoping the system ever needs a change. Because as long as Wilson's unshakable, the door to redemption stays firmly closed. Then came the noise, the kind that lives online, grows fast, and blurs truth with rumor. Fans started whispering that Cash Cleveland left Colorado over a scholarship dispute. Some claim he asked for one and was denied. Others say a deal was already on the table before he walked away. None of it has been confirmed, but the conversation hasn't stopped. On message boards and Twitter threads, people debate whether Colorado made a mistake or if Cash jumped too soon. Some insist he chased NIL money. Others think pride played a role. It's all speculation, talk fueled by frustration and what-ifs. But that's how stories spread in college football. Once your name hits the portal, everyone thinks they know your business. What's certain is this: Cash's transfer wasn't just about football. It became a symbol of the portal's promises, the pressure for recognition, and how fast loyalty fades when opportunity calls. The truth might be somewhere in the middle, but by now, the noise has taken on a life of its own. And no matter what's real, it's clear the chatter around Cash Cleveland isn't dying anytime soon. Being benched isn't just about not playing. It's about watching your dream unfold without you. For Cash Cleveland, the silence of the sideline hits harder than any defensive tackle ever could. The roar of the crowd used to mean something. Now it's just background noise to the thoughts running through his head. Every snap he doesn't take is another reminder of what he gave up. A starting spot, a rhythm, a purpose. He still shows up early, still trains like he's next in line, but deep down, he knows the mental battle is the hardest one. You start questioning everything: your choices, your talent, even your future. The same drive that made him great now tests his patience. But here's the thing: every player who's ever been great has lived through this storm. The bench either breaks you or builds you. For Cash, this is where the real work begins. Not in the weight room, but in the mind. Because staying ready when the world forgets you, that's what separates those who fade away from those who come back stronger. All it takes is one moment, one injury, one rotation, one chance, and the whole story can flip. For Cash Cleveland, that's the light he's still chasing. He knows football never stays still. Depth charts shift, seniors graduate, and opportunities appear out of nowhere. The junior ahead of him, Sheridan Wilson, won't be there forever. When that door cracks open, Cash just needs to be ready to step through it. He's still training like a starter, still studying film, still holding on to the same discipline that made him a freshman standout. Coaches notice effort, even when they don't say it out loud. And in this game, persistence has a way of paying off. Maybe next season it happens, a reshuffle, a change in scheme, or just pure timing. That's the beauty of football. One play can rewrite everything. Cash's story isn't over. It's just waiting for its next chapter. And when that first snap finally comes again, it won't just be a play. It'll be redemption snapping back into place. Cash Cleveland's story isn't a failure. It's a warning, and maybe even a setup for something greater. In today's college football world, loyalty is negotiable, and opportunity comes with fine print. The transfer portal and NIL deals promise the dream: fame, money, exposure. But they don't mention what happens when the lights dim and you're left waiting for your turn again. Cash's journey shows what happens when ambition meets reality. Sometimes the grind outlasts the glory. But here's the truth: every setback in football can become the start of a comeback. The same hunger that pushed Cash from walk-on to starter hasn't gone anywhere. It's just waiting for a spark. And when that next chance comes, he'll have more to prove than ever before. Because in this sport, the bench isn't the end. It's the pause before the roar. What do you think? Would you chase the bag or stay where you're already winning? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more stories like this, hit that like button and subscribe.